not seagulls, vultures. And then my wife took a video just because there was a whole cluster of them dancing around and, you know, just being vultures. And then they all cleared out, and then I take Leo over there and let him go for a run, and next thing I know, he's black mostly with brown on him, and I see him tussling with something black, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on over there? And so lucky he listens to me, so I called him off, and it was a vulture there. And the vulture apparently had wing damage. I spent days talking to game commission people, rescue people, and that vulture has just been hanging around the one-room schoolhouse in the field. It has a wing issue because it can hop and run, and I haven't seen it now for about a week. But hey, Alan.
Where do I sit now that I'm back?
Well, this is my seat, but I'm gonna give it to you.
Well,
Because
can
I
sit
know you
over
live
there?
it. I sit on the other side.
Next to, I guess that's Laura's.
No, you can sit here.
No, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Sit here. No, you can sit there. You like that seat.
Hi, Drew.
How you doing, Alan? Much better, I hope.
Yep.
Good to see you.
I don't have to come to the meeting. How you doing? Oh, that's good. But it's fine. Oh, yeah, you're always in a hurry. Yep.
You had kitchen prices.
No, no, no.
Oh, not Kurt.
Not Chad. Kurt had.
Kurt.
Just remind me, okay?
Okay. Al, good to see you. How you doing,
How you
sir?
doing, Craig?
Chad, it's okay. How you been? You all right?
Getting better.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see you're up and moving.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, Noah was happier than you, right?
Oh, sure.
Is Cheyenne or Jean's not coming?
I saw her email, correct?
I can't remember, but she can't make it or something. Is Cheyenne coming?
I didn't hear from Jennifer or Cheyenne.
Well, you know I'm coming.
I know, but you need to respond.
Yeah, and I made sure then at the last minute to say I'll be here. I figured when I don't say I'm coming, I mean, when I say I'm not coming, then you know I'm not coming. But if I don't say I'm not coming, I'll be here. But I figured, well, I better be complete, so we should all try to be complete moving forward.
had.
So Cheyenne's not coming and Kurt, he called me. Did he call you?
He did send an email, I saw that come through.
He had a last minute emergency, so. Pastor.
Well, you've got to hope if it's water or any of those things that you're home when it happens. That makes all the difference if you're home.
Really does. He's not happy right now.
We had they have those flexible hoses that a lot of people have, and we did to run from our copper pipe to our reservoir in the second floor bathroom. And it broke loose. And Leanne comes out of the kitchen and looks in the sitting room and she says, there's water coming out of the wall. And I'm like, what do you mean there's water coming out of the wall? She says, it's coming out of the heater vent. And sure enough, water's pouring out of the vent. And so I ran upstairs and that little hose just flipping all around. You know, they're flexible and that corroded and just broke. And so I was like, thank goodness this happened at 5:30 or 6 at night while we were around rather than 1 in the morning we woke up to it, or 8 a.m. and we came home from work. You know, we were very lucky. Still caused damage. Something like $80,000 later, we had a completely renovated bathroom and kitchen, and I mean, it spurred a lot of changes, but all for the better. None of it was really, not much of it. No, much of it wasn't necessary. We just figured, you know, it's time to take that kitchen from the 70s to.
It's like, well, now I gotta do the living room. And the living room, it's like, well, now I gotta do the powder room.
Okay, well, we are past kickoff time. It is 6:32, so I'll call the meeting to order. I'll begin with roll call. I'm here, Drew Germanowski. Vice Chairman Jennifer Helton is here. Secretary Kathy McGovern is here. Laura Ray here. Alan Johnson.
Here.
And we we didn't have a resolution to that effect, but I think we all viewed your situation as excused absence while you recovered, so.
I'm so glad we're here.
Covered twice.
And I'm glad you, got my spot for me.
Yeah. Oh, Jennifer even warmed your seat tonight.
Pretty warm.
Chad Heimbecker,
Here.
Janine Bonham is not here. Russell Sutton
Here.
and Winfield Clark.
Yay!
Kurt Balch, as we understand, had a kitchen disaster. Okay, or catastrophe. So that brings us to Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we had no executive session. We do not have a junior council representative. That resumes in October. So that brings us to subcommittee activity. Bylaws update from Jennifer.
Really, Kathy?
Kathy?
So we had some concerns. The bylaws were old, and we wanted to review them. And there were concerns, just in general, housekeeping things. And then we need to like solidify attendance, people participation meaning an active participant looking for, you know, to do some of these initiatives that we want to do, commitment to the cause, those kind of things. So we took a long look at the bylaws and we're working on them. They're not completed yet. But we'd like to kind of refresh the bylaws and see if we can't get a better snapshot of what it is we're looking for. For the EAC and for an EAC member, both.
Right, okay. So thanks for the update. We'll view it as an update and you'll have more work to do. This is I look at this and think, well, of course, I think we're actually charged with reviewing our bylaws periodically when you look at our initial charter, as it were. And so this is natural for any group or committee. And in a similar vein, well, let me stop and ask if anybody has any comments to add to that or suggestions. So I would say continue to work on that and consider things. One other good thing that we've done largely, I think not give credit to any others involved, but I think Chad in particular has pushed for our, not give credit to any others involved, but I think Chad in particular has pushed for our, not give credit to any others involved, but I think Chad in particular has pushed
with other EACs.
for our, not give credit to any others involved, but I think Chad in particular has pushed
With other
for
EACs.
our, not give credit to any others involved, but I think Chad in particular has pushed.
Peter restarted.
There we go.
Okay, so.
Sorry, everybody.
You know, for us to interact with other EACs so we can learn
Wonderful.
from one another, build synergy. And so that gives Jennifer and Kathy the opportunity to look and learn from what other EACs are doing to see what works and what doesn't and what modern EACs look like. So I'd say keep moving forward. Along the same lines, our open space goals and plan has been around since its inception pretty much. And I believe it also says that this should be reviewed periodically. So it makes good sense to also develop a subcommittee to work on the open space goals and to elect the leader of that subcommittee to evaluate where the, obviously start with what the existing open space plan looks like, what the goals are, and to bring them up to date, modernize them. We as a committee have discussed, for example, having a third party involved more as part of a standard practice, such as the Heritage Foundation to.
No, not them.
I'm sorry?
Not the Heritage Foundation.
No, the
Heritage Conservancy.
Conservancy. Oh, right. We don't. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Not the other one.
We don't want of all things. Yeah, strike that from the record.
Not doing Project 2025 open space.
Yeah. At any rate, to get that third party oversight to to look at what we're doing, and then it helps us maintain the agreements, because in actuality, normally people get in the open space program, they make certain agreements, and there's not a lot of direct oversight. So having said that, usually we take volunteers for people who would like to work on the open space review committee. I would volunteer to do that because of my interest in that. Do others want to work on that? Kathy and Russ?
So is your main thing the open space, that document?
Yeah.
Right. And to update it, again, this would be things we would have to bring forward for adoption ultimately. But this would be to evaluate them. And frankly, the current open space evaluation committee consists of Kathy and Russ as an alternate member. So they're already familiar with, Jennifer, I'm sorry, and Russ as an alternate member, as individuals who have been using the guidelines as we have them, and therefore there's that familiarity. Another thing that always does, of course, when you use something and you're familiar with it, it usually also reveals opportunities for improvement or deficiencies in what we're doing. So,
I had 2 comments, Drew. If I recall, this was written in I think it was 2000.
yes, it's been a number of years.
99, something like that. So were you on the EAC
No.
back at that time?
No, when I
Okay.
came onto this committee, there was already an open space committee. I wasn't a member of it. And then along the way, I don't know, I was on the EAC for a year or 2 or 3, I'm not sure exactly, before I was then made a member of the open space subcommittee.
Okay, and then and again, I may not remember, it's here in my notes, but I thought the open space committee was supposed to have 2 voting members and 2 non-voting members? Did I?
There is language to that effect. One of, there might be some language that says there should not be more than 2 voting members or something.
Okay.
Have a quorum, so you could
Yeah.
really have 3, because 4 would be a quorum.
I just wanna make
I think
sure,
that's the only rule
so,
I remember.
Jennifer, I don't wanna throw you under the bus or put you on the spot, but the open space committee, would you be willing to be on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay,
Because that, whatever this review committee does, we'll consider where we are and
okay.
how to proceed, so it's good to know right up front. And it's understandable, you know, I don't think you should worry one bit that, well, you didn't raise your hand to be on this review committee, you're doing other work of great significance, so that's not a black check in your little black book. We understand that you're making big contributions otherwise, and again, we'll talk to any other members of this committee as we proceed to, and so I guess what we can do is have that small review committee elect a committee chair, a subcommittee chair for this, whether we do that now or at our first meeting, so to speak. I don't have a preference.
I would nominate you, you have the most history.
Okay, I'm reluctant to say anything on my own behalf, but I would be willing to chair the
Thank you.
subcommittee and to call us together soon and get rolling on this.
We'll keep it you would be the chair, I would think. Jennifer would be the vice chair, because you have the second longevity on the EAC. I'll be the secretary for the notes that we change, and then Russ can be a participant and be a member. That'd be great. I think that would work well.
Laura has more than me, and so does that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On the
Oh, yeah,
committee.
I've been here forever, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
My apologies.
Well,
Do you want to be on the open space committee? Do
No,
you,
I think you have enough people.
you sure?
Yeah.
Laura?
No, for doing the documentation, I definitely have input for you though, because,
Would you like to be a participant? All right, so we'll make you a
We'll be respectful of your
liaison.
experience, Laura. We'll be respectful of your experience and run things
Absolutely.
past you.
My
too.
apologies. My apologies.
well, like I said, we're not supposed to be meeting with a quorum
That would be a quorum.
anyway,
Oh,
so
I forgot I'm a voting.
I can give input to,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
When do
Okay,
you want to have a discussion with me?
okay.
on when you
I
get
think
different
ultimately
topics,
too,
but
we
yeah.
would bring it up to the whole EAC,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing's
that's
gonna
fine.
be proposed to council or anything like that without coming before the EAC.
Yeah.
This would just be a subcommittee. And then along those lines, a similar, subcommittee, a development of a stormwater management subcommittee. Chad has been very active in working on this thus far. Would you want to be, I assume you'd want to be on that committee, but I hate to put you
Yeah,
on the spot.
If this is discussing the literature redo, we've already established that it would be Winfield, Janine, myself, and Russ
Okay.
as the ones working on that. And I've already put some time into
Okay, good,
distributing the materials out to everyone for review.
okay.
So would you,
Done.
are you the chair?
The
Are
leader.
you the leader?
Yeah.
Well, I would be the only voting member on there, so I don't know if that makes it any different or not,
No.
I think, but that's fine.
Since you already have a committee, I'd like to be on it too.
Okay,
Alan, we
Yeah,
will
he's a
include
good
you.
When
He's a
you're
good
talking about,
it's stormwater management, I
what
didn't,
does that mean? I mean, maybe I should ask you what you're doing before I volunteer.
I have it.
okay, so this document is published on the township's website as a resource for residents on how to maybe manage some of their stormwater at their properties using rain barrels. We had a presentation a couple months ago on rain gardens as an alternate approach to doing this. I thought that was amazing. We haven't been able to get together since then. And basically, it's gonna try to expand on that document and add some additional resources and information there to update it.
And for education of township residents, you're familiar with those, Alan. You were on the EAC when we reviewed those documents, developed them a number of years ago.
One of the MS4 permitting requirements is educational outreach. So I feel like this is us trying to work towards that goal.
I see.
You know, one thing that we had discussed, I can't remember if I put it, when I sent it to all of you, the goals. Remember when we did the EAC goals for 2025?
That one?
Yeah, we discussed, I don't remember if it's on there, but we wanted to have, an open space, outreach. The word outreach that reminded me, we were gonna invite people that qualified for open space within Lower Saucon Township. And I wonder, I'll bet you there's a lot of people that are building and stuff like that. If you had an outreach, that would be your goal, to educate the community.
And that would be work for open space to do too, the Open Space Review Committee to establish, again, outreach to community members that have
Correct.
property that might want to enter the open space, program.
Correct.
And we have in the past, when we had flyers go out, we tried to identify and target large tracts of land or tracts of land that were nearby or contiguous with already preserved land. But I think that's an obvious low piece of hanging fruit for us to pick, which is to have a direct outreach to residents again, to inform them. The other thing that happens, obviously, is property does change hands. And so in many
Correct.
cases, we have reached out to people who no longer own some of the larger
And
tracts of.
There's a lot of new people into the neighborhood.
Yes, it used to be, for example, Raymond and Helen Pitchell that had the property up there on Lower Saucon Road.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Crazy cow lady moved in.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so we'll move forward with those subcommittees
That's
here.
exciting.
That's good and exciting to
let me
try to
say
get
what
some
I
work
was
done to
talking about.
update things.
I'm interested in, what was it called, Act 167?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were working on that. That's what I'm interested in. So if you want to have anybody on the committee that's kind of, you know, tracking that or learning what he can about that and how the township has to respond to that, that would be me. So I don't know if you want to have me on the committee for that or not. It's up to you.
If you're willing to put in some time, I'll take it. I appreciate it, as many eyes looking at what we're generating as possible to see if it makes sense. And I know you have a technical background, and I think that's invaluable to have. So, Alan, if you're up to it, I I mean, I'll include you on the emails when we have conversations. And, I'll get you started with a link to the documents that we have, you can look at them. But, at the end of the day, I think it's gonna be a lot of just graphics design, whether I do it or someone else, or maybe the junior council member, you know?
That'd be great.
Give it to the intern. But, you know, we have to create some new materials that we can get out there. And it's more, so much more than just one piece of paper at this point. And then the larger issue that's sitting there is the MS4 compliance, which I'm not even sure. We've talked about that. I don't know if that's on the list. Probably not, but
And that's something we have to work with township engineers on, because basically we've been assuming things are being done that we weren't sure of.
yeah, but we don't have reports. We asked for them months ago. I don't think we've seen anything in the agenda.
Yeah, I think that's a natural, again, thing to consider in your work, if it's not putting too much on you, of course. Bring it back to this committee for us to once again reach out to get a report, because I believe we did move to request that information.
Yes.
And we haven't received it.
I was supposed to do something, probably, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe review minutes from a few meetings back when we had
Okay.
that conversation. Okay, we have no developer items.
So, am I gonna be on the committee for that work, what I'm
That
interested
does
in?
relate to Acts 167.
I think you're gonna have to get involved with that eventually anyway, if you're gonna have a stormwater management committee, because that's all about stormwater.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll be
please.
on the committee if you let me.
Thank you.
good.
Don't expect much graphics from me.
Fair enough. We are all very busy in our own ways.
Okay,
Doing the
we
best
did
we
have
can.
new business. Carol brought to our attention the fact that the paper recycling bins have been removed. There's some background to that, and there are two alternatives, which I think we just bring to the attention of township members, which is to take papers and books and so forth for recycling to Allentown Recycle Center, and three at Bethlehem Recycle Center, and what's the third one?
Bethlehem landfill,
Bethlehem Landfill.
the papers are right behind you.
Will they recycle at the landfill or landfill?
They do,
Okay,
it's
So-
free.
so that's another alternative, so it's just a matter of bringing that to the attention, of residents. Do you get many inquiries or people showing up with stuff, or do you know what the township is what their experience
Bins
is?
would get full every 4 weeks, but we had issues with the company coming and emptying. And then we would have staff go out and pick up, because people would actually put their paper in plastic bags. And so on and so forth. So, notices would go out via, Facebook, constant contact, not to put their items in there. We would have to put horses around it. It was a whole thing. So the company, they're only servicing their area, which is Philadelphia, and they won't go any further. So they removed the bins. They gave us, days notice, came, removed them, and then I researched other areas where we can
Yeah.
do, paper recycling for free.
So I would say, in the next township newsletter, that information should be part of it, perhaps. Okay, good, because, one other thing that makes, this is an issue of scale. We're a small township and can't devote personnel to monitor these things. They just get dropped off in off hours or in hours when no one's looking. I've been to Allentown, I've been to Bethlehem, and they have staff there
Yeah, they're
full-time,
staff.
and they keep an eye on when you're dropping off and make sure you're putting the right materials in the right places. So overall, from an environmental standpoint, this is a step forward from the environmental standpoint, and then the less of a headache for the township.
Put a sign out there.
Well,
This
actually separate aluminum.
laminated out where the bins were.
Oh, you can take money
So
on
people
the
show up
cans
with
too.
it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know where I would post it.
Cardboard.
there's nothing really there.
That's
Maybe on
right,
a porta
cardboard,
potty, but maybe
newspaper.
that's out there.
Newspaper.
Well, it's not toilet paper we're working on, but. yeah.
Probably if people don't see the bin, they're not gonna
Well,
stop
if they
and
don't
look
see-
at the
if-
porta potty.
Yeah, but if I drove up without getting anything from social and I saw the bins were gone and there was a horse or something with this
I get 6 cents.
sealed on it, maybe, that I could at least reference.
I
That
could
might
see
be a-
Public Works can put up.
Or you'll see if you start having people just throwing things on the ground, that's the
Yeah,
big
like,
fear.
do not
we'll do
cameras
that.
out there, but,
No dumping
yeah,
signs?
I've posted it, I've posted again today, put out contact, will go out on Friday with the update. But I mean, I can laminate it, I have it in, you know, town hall. I've had people call and say that they've used the Allentown location and they love it, so,
Bethel sounds good.
Yeah, I use the Bethel, I really love it.
So
it's good.
Well,
Russ is saying that they also, I don't know, is it Bethlehem, it must be the paper recycling place?
Yes, yeah.
It takes cans
they-
and,
Oh, they'll
They separate
they have a
aluminum.
whole recycling.
we should
center
put
there.
that out there for people.
Because they
If you're
separate
going,
aluminum from metal cans.
oh, it's for
That's only
resin.
for the city of Bethlehem residents.
Yeah,
But
they
if your
electric.
address has Bethel on it, which,
Not necessarily, we have
Yeah.
residents who tried that and were turned away.
I'm Hellertown,
They have
yeah.
somebody who is there.
I see,
who looks
okay.
at your driver's license.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Hey, Carol.
I've been there a lot.
I go there all the time.
Really?
yeah,
They never check.
They never check.
yeah, but mine has Bethel
But you don't
on it.
wanna put it out there if it's,
No,
no.
no, they were gracious enough to say they would, you know,
Yeah,
take our.
well, it's on my license, so.
They'll say when the Historical Society ran the paper bins,
well,
they
I
always
saw
had
your social
two
media posting,
guys who would have to
and
go
it made
through
sense to
and
me,
weed out the
and I
garbage.
got it,
You know,
I
it was always
appreciate
a lot of
that.
work.
Despite whatever other, you know, goofus and gallant nonsense was last week about that.
No, I didn't hear all that
Gosh.
nonsense.
Nobody knows
Well, your recycling, that's curbside recycling, should take it as well. Now, what
But they
actually
don't.
happens to it
That's
is
the
They do not.
questionable,
Yeah.
My carrier is supposed to recycle,
right?
they do not, everything gets thrown in the truck.
Right,
Yeah.
that's
It's
a,
not- no
that's a
recycling.
problem,
Bad
that's
thing with
another
this
problem.
township is that everybody's
I have,
responsible for their own trash pickup, so I know of at least 3
called
trash
TA, the
haulers
good
that work my
guys.
Oh,
road
you have
alone,
somebody different than I
and
do.
maybe
Yeah.
4, and I'll
Everybody,
bet that the way things are
That's a
handled
different
are
carrier.
I
different
hear
from
they do
carrier
the
to
same thing
carrier.
in my garbage.
And week
Oh,
to
yeah,
week.
And maybe all of it
they were
goes
supposed to in
to
the
the
beginning,
dump.
they did, but not
Right.
anymore.
So, yeah. Okay, then, we have no developer items. Brings us to updates and reports. So, we have this upcoming, recycling of electronic event on September 27th, 9 AM to 12. Jennifer, you're,
Who's helping me?
I'm here.
I think I can.
Yay.
oh, that's
Bring
great.
banana bread.
Huh?
I'm bringing banana bread, if I can say it. Do you
FYI,
want caramel or chocolate chip?
I want chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip.
September 27th from 11 to 2 is, the Let's Franklin Schoolhouse open house.
Yay.
So, sorry about that, Chad.
Well,
That's
that-
okay, because then we'll leave and then we go to
You go see me.
And that whole weekend is the big kickoff for Lafayette's celebration of their bicentennial.
Yeah,
As a college, that's where I'm tied up that whole weekend, so. Then
So Jennifer, it's just you and Chad?
No,
Me.
Russell and Laura, right?
So there's 4 of us, so we'll be able to man both ends.
Thank you all for
Yes,
that.
thank you.
You guys need any more help, or I'll
Jennifer,
check
Chad,
my schedule,
Russ, and Laura.
Chad, or,
Yeah, if you feel like it, please come out.
okay, I didn't know, 'cause I didn't wanna commit and then have something change, so.
Yeah,
But
if you feel like
We
it.
need like 1, 2, 3 people, really, out.
How many do you have now?
4, right? I just wrote Jennifer, Chad, Russ, and Laura.
And that
Yeah.
gives
Yeah,
us
an
a little bit of
And then the
flexibility.
question of
And
if
then
you
if
can all be there for the
somebody's,
whole
not
time. You have Lutz
Feeling
Franklin
good or something,
responsibilities,
we have
right?
a spare.
Yeah.
So it might be, Winfield, if you could relieve Kathy for that period of time, that might be still helpful.
It's a different,
You can sleep in a little
that's the
bit.
Historical Society.
It's not the same day.
It's same day, same time,
Yeah.
Same bad channel?
same back channel, same back phone.
That is much closer to my house than where you are. But
Well, then come see
we
me,
haven't gotten
because
to
I
that.
always need help too. The Historical Society always needs help.
Okay, and it
anyway,
comes
thank
around
you.
again every 6 months-ish. The EAC adopt a road date and chairperson.
So, what did you guys like the, evening, the weekday evening idea, or did you like the Saturday morning idea? Does it matter?
I like Saturday morning.
Saturday
Oh, for the
morning.
cleanup.
The one thing that is
Sorry,
bad
sorry.
too is September is the month where our evening disappears the fastest, our
Yes,
daylight
it gets dark.
shrinks the fastest.
Yeah.
Of course
Gets
you
dark
do.
quick.
Well, I have one day in October, Saturday, October 4th. That's all I got.
I'm not open the 4th. I got my 25th college reunion.
The 25th what?
25 years college reunion.
I don't want to
college
tell you
reunion.
what mine is.
Yeah.
That's it. Can
Pennsylvania.
anybody else come
It's
on
like
the
a
4th?
dagger. I know.
What time is that? It's in the morning.
I don't know, 8:30 to 10:30, 9
Nice.
to 11.
Congratulations
How
on
far can
that,
we
though.
go out?
I'm at,
Can we go into
I
November?
have a work thing on Friday
I
night,
believe it's November,
so I'll have to
Yeah, it might be like 1 week
get
or
back to
something.
you.
Yeah.
about that one.
Let's do it
I hear
November
ya.
4th. Why not?
November 14th, that's last weekend.
Is there any way we could do it one of the weekends in November then?
I can do it. It's November 14th, is that what you said?
The
Theory.
15th is like the last weekend.
I can't do the 15th.
Oh, that's the last weekend. What's the first
But
weekend?
I can do the 8th,
I could do the 8th, maybe.
Yeah,
8th of November.
November 8th. I can do that.
okay.
Yeah, I think
At
that,
this moment,
Mine's
that is
dependent
okay.
on that.
9 AM, Kathy?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, November 8th.
Yeah, I can do that.
So I will,
I could attempt to do it.
At 9
November
a.m.
8th, 9 AM. I will come the day before, Carol, the 7th in the morning, and then I'll bring it back on, the 10th. Yep,
And a
Good,
time,
good.
in the morning. I have to be over here at 10
I
on,
have to give Public Works a time,
at Monday. So Monday will be at 10,
Monday at 10.
and Friday will be at 10.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll
Thank
send
you.
you a confirmation email
All
tomorrow
right,
then.
perfect.
Thank you.
Calendar of events, I see Chad again listed.
I don't have anything to
You
present
did notice,
on
here
this.
we shared the date for the EAC breakfast, Wednesday morning down in the.
Oh, I have a bunch of things to talk about as far as calendar, not just if,
Right.
if this is related to just
I think
our
it's worth bringing
activities.
people up to date on that, because that might be worthwhile to just see what people are doing, and whatever people can fit in, they can fit in.
Yeah.
I don't know, I would say use your judgment in reporting out on this now.
Well, for the calendar events, as I interpreted this with my name next to it, was probably, do you have that list of objectives?
yes.
This topic is to discuss our goals, I
Okay.
think, for 2026.
Okay.
So this is to get ideas on what we want to do in the spring. Is there a pollinator thing? Is there an trash to art, something that we can do? My daughter at the high school, she just joined the environmental group, and they're gonna be having a fall festival, face painting. They're trying to get money to go to the Nurture Nature Center to
nice.
fundraise for it.
Yeah.
So if there's things we can do at the school and
Yes.
the kids, these are the kind of things that should be on our calendar of events. So I see this as a 2026 planning session. And I don't know if there's anything, we can just have an open discussion at this point, I would think.
Right, or, yeah, our committee, at the moment at least, we don't anticipate changes in membership into the new year. Technically, we could be a different committee in January, with a different chair, et cetera. So usually we would do that planning in January when we're,
I understand.
yeah, so it might be something to just, like you just done, which is to do some thought work and think about what sorts of things, like working with the high school kids and so forth, better than we have. Hopefully, we will have a representative from the high school that is interested and excited about being active with being a liaison, and trying to establish better connections with some of their programming.
Yeah.
Is this our goal list? Sort of.
That's
yeah.
ours from last
Yeah, and
year
like on
for
the community
25.
events, here's like plant sales.
Yeah, but I
Bad
think
house
that's something
workouts.
that's better, if I may say, like, if you want to coordinate with, like, a watershed, like Saucon Creek always does, native plant sales. But
Right.
for the EAC to take it on, I think there's a whole.
For that one,
level.
yeah, I understand. There is a,
Yeah.
rely on other people to, don't reinvent the wheel.
Right,
For
now
that.
Band work.
coordinate together.
Correct.
Yeah, so like if there's an event, you're part of that table or.
Yeah.
And when appropriate, we're promoting some of those calendar events for residents to be aware of.
I think we need to do better than that. This was, a brainstorming in '24, Chad.
Yeah.
But a lot of things have changed, the Lehigh Valley EAC, those kind of things have changed. I think some of our priorities probably have changed. I think working in, being more proactive with dates, just like you just said, the plant sale, your daughter doing the nature nurture. That's, I think we should probably line things up a little bit better for next year. Be, again, like Drew just said, more proactive.
Yeah, I don't think we have to decide on any of that right now, but I just want to have a conversation and an ongoing conversation so we can continue to feed the ideas out, because some of these things like say the salt snapshot issue, that's something you probably have to queue up
Right,
6 months to a year before you're actually even gonna do it, just so you can
yeah,
start talking about how the logistics of it would work.
right.
So I don't wanna wait necessarily just till January, because then what if it's a March opportunity? So, that's all. But
Agreed.
I don't know, I think this is a great starting point, and I don't know how to move that forward, other than just to say we gotta.
If I could add, Kathy provided it in an email.
Yes.
This week, maybe we all can look at it and then come back next month.
We could do a Google share.
We can.
Highlight some things that we want to prioritize. I mean, one thing we've done, I think, very often is make a large list that may be more ambitious than we could do, and then we don't prioritize. And so some of these things have languished because there's only so much that we can do. So,
This is
one thing we also have been good at, we have, speaking of sort of target of opportunity things, we have jumped up and done things on short notice sometimes too that have been positive. So I don't want us to look at the list of what we didn't do and what we didn't do and say, boy, we didn't do much, when in fact we have been active and accomplished good things.
Entire thing.
and that was
That's what I was just
successful.
The next item is educational ideas for residents, and I think a lot of that is gonna be subsumed by your subcommittee, Chad, which with stormwater management and so forth.
Well, and the calendar too, if we reference off the topics here.
Right.
We did the rain garden, what's next?
And then we'll actually ultimately come back to that with item F with the salt snapshot as well. That's part of hydrologic monitoring, but we can talk about that in more detail if we just stay the course. Plastic bag update, is there one?
Yeah, the update is, I have to find that list that I sent to Chad with we were gonna do a questionnaire, a survey for residents.
I have that here in my minutes, that we were gonna do
Well,
a Survey Monkey.
We have it. It's in the drive. And
The
it's re-
list of the questions, and did you update them
And it's
or
ready to
change
go.
them?
I changed
Okay.
them, I revised them all,
I have to,
so that they were organized right.
okay.
And I used uniformity in the scaling for all the words. So it's cleaned up, it's ready to go.
Okay,
Okay.
so we should
I
bring
do
it
have
out or
I have
whatever, and bring it here to look at
Yeah,
so
I do.
everybody knows what it is.
I have a suggestion, I think. Cause you get into the water, money in the water sometimes, but you're doing this, you're sending this out to all Lower Saucon Township residents, correct?
Well,
Digitally.
doesn't really get to everybody, whoever finds it.
And it's a Survey Monkey for not using plastic bags, correct?
Right.
It's a question, it's not a suggestion, it's a question. Do you want to make it more thorough, more like put other ideas out there and see what the public thinks, or do you want to keep it, just for plastic bags
What
at
there
this
are you
point?
talking about, other type of items?
Like the
Styrofoam.
paper recycling, like the, you know, I don't know,
Utensils.
the, you know, stuff.
Oh.
Or you keep it focused on just this one topic and then move forward.
I would suggest keeping this on one topic because this, I don't think this will be some sort of slam dunk easy sell. And so I think we need data to get a feel for what the general populace thinks about this. It's kind of remarkable when you bounce around. I mean, you guys have done some legwork and looked at various businesses in the township, but I find as I move around, I was distressed to see, I want to say Super Fresh, but that's not right, Fresh Market go from not providing plastic bags to back to providing plastic bags. And then other places where it's paper, bring your own bags and no plastic, and people are going to those grocery stores and I'm standing in line. So it's not like people are running away from Wegmans and other places. It's working in a lot of places, not in others, but I think if we try to do that at the township scale, we're gonna need as much sort of public support as possible to bring that change about.
So
Maybe we
keep it
should go ahead with
focused.
this, get data on this one thing and learn from that as well. If we should try to go more broad-based. Excuse me. But trying to do too much might be like having an agenda for the year of 20 items and not.
I was sort of thinking sometimes you use these surveys as an advertising too, like, you know, for this, that, and the other thing. But then sometimes you get too much into the weeds, so staying focused is fine.
Right now, this draft has, what, 11 questions on it?
Yeah, we don't really wanna go too long, for sure, cause it's,
I wouldn't go much more than that.
Yeah.
cause I quit, when surveys start going on too long, I just close the tab and forget it.
Yeah, I think that's common practice.
I don't
I
have
do
time.
the same
Well,
thing.
what do we want to do with this? I mean, we
Well,
have,
I guess the main thing I was thinking is important to get reasoning why people would be resistant. Like, what's the biggest reason that they think that's a bad thing? And then try to have that in our minds to address it when we move forward.
Right. What's the most negative?
Right.
like, well,
Sometimes people
plastic
will have
bags.
issues that are legitimate, some people have issues where it's more of an educate people that,
Right.
well, this really isn't as big of an issue because, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can be convincing.
Well, you know,
Might be good to know why Fresh Market changed, like what the, I never read an
All
article on
I
why they
heard back
changed
was
back.
from one cashier, I asked one who said, oh, I don't know, and another one I asked said people were complaining. But it went on for a while, where there were no plastic bags available, and I thought that was a pretty positive example of people changing their behavior. So people are, at the other end of it, the people who are hearing the complaints are as big of a player as the people complaining. I mean, you might have seen here in the local area in Philadelphia, some woman who didn't catch a baseball claimed the baseball from a man who did, who gave it to his son.
Yeah.
And he gave that ball back, and he had no, when I saw of it, he had no reason to give that ball back. So sometimes a little complaint to the wrong ears and they collapse. You know, not the argument or the strength of the complaint, the weakness of the person receiving the complaint. So I don't really know.
Right.
well, we have a good start here.
But this is a positive way to get information.
Yeah, I think this is close to being ready.
Okay, so we can put that on as a attachment to the next
Can we? Okay.
agenda, and then everybody can
Review it.
weigh in
We'll
and see
review
if
it
they
next time. Okay.
have some different ideas.
Maybe we can pass out paper bags and people can keep them in their cars and have them with them, so they, you know, have them readily available.
Giant has no paper bags.
The next item on our list is the Lehigh Valley EAC, and I see Chad Heimbecker reporting on that.
Yeah.
Chad, you are the epitome of the kind of people we need on this committee, people who are willing to roll their sleeves up and do things.
Thanks, Drew. Yeah, so what are we doing? I had a meeting with the Lehigh Valley Planning Commission, Susan, and I believe Brian was his name. And we had a little chat about how they might fit into this whole thing as a third-party sponsor or
Nice.
solutions provider for an LVEAC network. Back end, we talk a little bit about usage and what the costs might be if they host it, but with, and understand what their level of involvement would be. But they, were open to maybe even moving into the next year or two into having an EAC committee of their own in some ways that would meet at the Lehigh Valley Planning Commission, much as some of the other transportation groups are already there.
Don't they have an environmental group though? They do, right?
They do.
Yeah, but not where it's the committees of the municipalities coming together into that. So that was it seemed like an intriguing opportunity for them, maybe, as an organization to get involved. We'll see where that goes. Still at this point, we are using the Google service that I set up. I've added new email addresses for listservs where it's like .members and .steering, so that we've organized so you can just send one message and get that out to everybody in that who's subscribed to that email, basically. And I've mentioned this 2 years ago here when I started, if we could do that for ourselves on our own committee. I know the township was reluctant at the time to maybe set up another email address that would relay to us. But if we as a committee say, hey, we want to do this to simplify our means of communication, I can simply set up a Lower Saucon EAC @gmail account and have everybody get an email from that. You just send one message and then everybody, instead of trying to go back and find the agenda list of everybody who's CC'd on there, I think it might make things a little bit easier for us. So if you would want me to do that, I'll do that for us internally.
That sounds like
Easton EAC had a Dark Skies presentation. I'm working on trying to get a recording from that. They sent out the Zoom link, but it didn't have a passphrase.
Yeah,
It's
no
you and I found out.
passcode.
Yeah, it's like, best of intentions. There's Palmer EAC is having an air quality in Lehigh Valley presentation on September 24th at 7.
Wait, you're talking too fast.
Palmer.
Brina Holland's doing that from Lehigh University.
Yeah, so that's
Air
that one.
quality.
It's a good one if you can. Air quality in the Lehigh Valley.
What date
I
was
know.
And
that?
what's interesting too, I
September
think it looks like
24th at 7 p.m. I believe it's going to be online as well. And the Google Calendar for the Lehigh Valley EAC network that has been distributed, it's in our notes. Thank you, Kathy, for your wonderful minutes. It's in there. If you go in there, you can find all of this that I'm telling you. I'm just dumping it so that everybody hears it.
Where is that on the 24th?
At Palmer.
Palmer
Township.
Township Municipality.
Okay.
Then chronologically, what else is, breakfast at the Superior Diner in Emmaus at 8:30 a.m. on October 1st. That's with the Lehigh Valley EAC network. That's a great chance to get out there. Macungie people are there, Lower Macungie. We have Allentown, Bethlehem, a lot of activity there. They're having a EAC network forum at the Fowler Center,
Yes.
focused on plastics. Again,
Really
on
want to go to that, and
that's
night
October 8th.
as our board meeting, which is unfortunate.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I really want to go to that.
And then October 14th would be the Lehigh Valley Watershed Conference, which everybody here should hopefully be at. And we have our meeting later that day too. That's our Tuesday of our meeting. So it would be, we can hang out.
Where's that located at?
Mountaintop campus.
Oh, Mountaintop.
Oh, they're doing it at the mountaintop.
I think it's Mountaintop, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It was routinely, all the other years was down at the environmental
Up top.
building on
Yeah, it
campus.
used to be ice.
Okay.
Yeah, Mountaintop, yeah. So those are the big ones. I think that's everything.
I'm interested to hear what they say about plastics.
Okay, that brings us to Lehigh Valley Planning Commission, Russ.
I really don't have anything to report on. There
Okay.
hasn't been much going on right now.
Salt Snapshot and David Bressler, Kathy?
Yeah, that's not me. It's really Chad, really, I'm sorry, Chad. But it was, I think now at this point, it was 2 meetings ago. No, we didn't meet in August, so it was in June is when this information came out. And then in July, I think we were here for quite a while, so we didn't get to it. And then August, we didn't have a meeting. This was an initiative that went to Chad, that he wanted to share with the group, and I just cut and pasted what it is. I don't know, this, like you had said before, the 2-week sample window is October 1st to the 15th, so.
There hasn't been an update, but there should be one coming. And that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else about
Yeah,
it, and they
so-
haven't put any volunteer items into Penn
Yeah, a lot
State
of-
Extension or anything about
Yeah,
it.
a lot of the watersheds are gonna participate, so maybe we have to, it has to come in
Is
an
Saucon,
email.
is Saucon Creek
Yep.
in it?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm willing to show up, and if we have an opportunity for that, I'll send that through to the high school too, to this environmental group, and if we
Okay.
can do some citizen science with the kids,
Yeah.
That would be, yeah.
that's what
Well,
it's
we'll
all
talk
about.
about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
So
We'll
you don't
figure it
have
out.
to be like trained specially to do this as a watershed?
No,
No,
it's
we're
like, you
doing
take your
it.
kids out with a rope and a bucket over the overpass, the bridge, the
Oh.
culvert, and you pull it up and you pour it into a container.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You monitor the temperature, I think, maybe.
So the
And a
lesson
GPS
learned is
coordinate.
that we need to be, this
Well,
is
this is,
just on the
again, something
calendar.
to be on the
Right,
calendar,
right,
looking ahead,
right,
not
it
just.
kinda got away from us.
It's like random sampling.
Mm.
Okay, public comment? We have a member of the public here? No comment?
Probably if I knew more what was going on, but I just dropped in to see what's happening.
Hi, Mark.
No, not yet, not today.
Hit me up in the parking lot later.
Somebody actually left.
In a nutshell, I'd say only good things are going on here.
Yeah, I didn't even know Carol did that. Did you see it?
Yeah,
It's
I
in
was
her
just reading it.
packet. This, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
yeah,
went
yeah.
back a second. The salt snapshot.
Yeah,
Carol put the whole thing in our packet for us.
it's right there.
Thank you, Carol.
I mean, if there's a way to,
This is,
You know.
I was looking at my
do some,
minutes.
I'll bug Shannon and see if she knows anything that's going
on
on.
the
Yeah,
back of
they'll let us know, but yeah.
So there's a one-page memo from David Bressler at Stroud Water Research Center.
Yeah, just talking about. the
This is what I
process.
cut and pasted and put into our minutes in June.
Yeah.
here somewhere, I saw it.
I mean, I guess is the consensus that if there's an opportunity for us to do that even this year,
Sure,
that we would publish it?
sure.
Okay.
Can't find it.
It is just a little complicated because of the timing aspect, that you can't just go out and do it on a set day.
It's the
It
second
has to be
page-
based
second
upon,
page, yeah.
what, again, 48
Yeah,
hours
so-
without significant precipitation, so you gotta
There it is.
cap that
Watch the
window.
window.
Right. Event-driven and precipitation event-driven date.
Yeah.
Well, there is information here and some web links, so we can look at that and see if anyone wants to respond. No public comment, and then the next item is the township correspondence, the remote monitoring report from Heritage Conservancy for Seaford Raid. And basically, they just provide us with a couple aerial photos unless I'm missing something. You're better off looking at that on your computer screen, didn't print well.
Yeah, because it's mostly blacked out.
It's nighttime,
Yeah, it's like,
nighttime at the farm.
it's like an infrared night shot. I got a better shot of the moon last night.
And then if there are no comments or issues, concerns, then we go to review of the July 8th minutes. Those of you who were here, I was away with my family that day, so I wasn't here. I'm reluctant to say too much about the minutes when I wasn't here.
It was, she did a really nice job. I have no concerns about the minutes.
Yeah, I like how this is organized.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna copy and paste some of this maybe to get us started on the stormwater.
I'd say
you know? Is that good?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Yes, good job.
Yeah,
The only comment I have is page 5, line 13. It says Jennifer reminded bracket 2 members. That makes for an awkward sentence. Maybe it's reminded the members to submit. That's the only thing. That was an awkward way of putting that sentence.
Oh, did you see it?
And I'm not
No, no,
trying to
no,
be
no.
grammar. It just, to me, it's confusing. I know we're not doing grammar.
Noted during meeting, a suggestion is made to form a subcommittee to develop a year-long calendar for EAC events and outreach.
yeah, we did want to set up a group of people to talk about that.
I'll do that. I think that's a better idea instead of trying to coordinate with all of us. We don't have to make a decision tonight, but I missed that somewhere along the line, but I like that idea. Having 2 or 3 people focus on a calendar.
Right.
Do you want to do that next month?
Sure.
Okay. Let's move that to next month. Setting up, next month, the item to form a subcommittee to develop a year-long calendar for next year, to formalize that a little bit.
Okay.
So if we can do that for,
I think that would be easier for everybody.
You want to establish that committee right now?
We'll do it in October.
Yeah, we'll do it
But I
next
like the idea of having just a small group of people
Okay.
organizing the calendar.
Okay.
That'll work nice, I think, better.
And you know what topics are available at a particular
Correct.
time.
Yeah, correct.
So looking
So
ahead,
I'll make
Carol,
the
we can
motion
have
to
that
approve
on
our minutes anyway, so we
I
don't forget to
second.
do it.
I second.
With if we wanna make the wording change, the minor wording change.
That's minor, but
Okay, all in favor?
I,
Okay.
Don't miss it.
So Carol, for the next agenda for next month meeting, we should add the calendar organization subcommittee topic.
please.
please, yes, thank you.
Okay, then that brings us to the question of a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
That was unanimous, that's
Yes.
a shocker.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, everyone, I think it's a
Thank
good
you.
meeting.
a lot of good things happening, so.
We're getting there. Don't forget, we had a slow start.
Yeah.
So, we've come a long way from where we